Solving the problem, Part 5. Let's get this ending going. I told myself that I would start this process as soon as the holidays are over. I'm done putting it off. I have an appointment today at 4 p.m. Sounds like I should be able to get all the paperwork together today and sign. She'll have to go in and sign the documents tomorrow, and if that all goes smooth it should be filed to the courts as soon as tomorrow. I just got home from my appointment. Paperwork was drawn up, I signed, and it was notarized. STBX assured me that she would be there tomorrow so they could get her signature. Once she signs, they'll send it off to the courts. Now the 90-day wait to make it official. I'm trying my best to move forward and start my new life. I know it'll take time, but I think I'm ready. I've been looking at houses online and hope to be in a new place by next month. There's a new gym that opened up close to where I plan to live. I'm going to head over there tomorrow and sign up. I even thought about getting a personal trainer. Might help me become more motivated at first and, if anything, help me get a good routine going. All in all, I'm feeling okay tonight. She has a cousin that I was pretty close with over the years. Well, her cousin, her husband, and their 3-year-old daughter just moved back from out of state. They'd been asking me for a while to come over for dinner. She was really the only person out of STBX family that from the get-go told me she didn't want to get involved and didn't want to know anything about our issues, but still wants to maintain a friendship. When her daughter was born, they named STBX and I the godparents. With all that said, I made plans to have dinner with them at their house this Friday. What do you all think about that? It's not like I'm wanting a close relationship with them, but it would be nice to see them and catch up. I will not say anything about STBX and I will not ask about her. This is about my friendship with them. STBX signed the papers Tuesday and also transferred her half of the divorce cost into my account yesterday. I really thought she would end up not paying for half of it, and I was prepared to just let it go. I don't want her money. However, she did pay for half and I'm good with that too. Although it was nice to see them last night, especially my goddaughter. I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon. Unfortunately, STBX came up more often than I wanted in conversation. They never tried to dig into specifics about why we are getting a divorce, but just overall stories when I would ask how they have been. How were the holidays? They are still really close with STBX, so they spend a lot of time with her. Naturally, a lot of what they've been up to lately had to do with her. I don't want to say it made me take steps backwards, but I didn't come home or wake up this morning feeling too good about everything. It is what it is. Today is a new day. Turns out her cousin had to go with her to sign the papers last week. Apparently STBX was in tears the whole time. Stuff like that is something I don't need to hear or care to know about anymore. Nothing new with my saga right now. I found a gym routine that I start next Monday. I've been slacking on the exercise recently, but joined a new gym and found a great workout plan to get me back into a regular routine again. I am still having issues really taking the steps to start dating. I don't know if it's just nervousness or lack of self-confidence, seeing as how I haven't been in the dating scene for more than 11 years, or what. My friends are trying to get me to sign up for a couple dating sites. Not sure what to think about those, but if anything, it'll get me some practice and remind me what it's like to actually go on a date. Having a frustrating week. Been looking at rental houses and it's been a painful experience. I am desperate to get out of my parents' house, but every time I find a place that I like, it's either taken by the time I see it or I go look at it and it looks nowhere near as nice as the photos online. Some of you will probably tell me to just buy another house again, but to be honest, my credit needs some work. I'm not pointing the finger, but my credit is a mess due to all the stupid decisions I made while trying to support my STBXW all these years so she could go to school full-time for 10 plus years. I've really been dealing with a lot of anger this week between not finding a rental house and my credit situation. Yes, I could have made better decisions in the past, but I was just trying to help my little family survive for all those years. Not a good week. I actually put an application in last night for a house. It's a small house with a nice backyard. Just felt comfortable when I walked in. It's very close to friends. We'll see if it works. I do know that there were numerous applicants. If this one doesn't work, I'll keep looking, but not for much longer. I got the house. He had 5 other applications and plus 2 other people that wanted to turn in applications. He called me late Friday, said he wasn't comfortable with what he found during the credit check but wanted to work with me anyway. I did throw some words in my application sort of explaining my current situation and how I'm on the road to starting my new life. I think he took that into consideration when choosing me. Anyway, I signed the lease Saturday morning and gave him the deposit. I move on March 1st. I'm pretty excited. I'm happy and proud knowing that I stuck to my plan and didn't stay in my parents' house for too long. It was okay for the past couple months, but the growth I need wasn't going to happen while living with them. My new journey seems to be slowly falling into place. Weeks later, being stuck inside the house, my parents' house, sick for 2 straight days, has sucked to say the least. Naturally, between all the crappy daytime television, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I'm supposed to go sign the final, last of the divorce docs later this week. It's brought up some emotion and feelings I haven't had in a while. Like missing my wife, or at least who she used to be and what our life used to be when things were good. I'm guessing this is normal and has to do with the fact that my mind hasn't been occupied the last couple days. It just feels weird that this will all be over soon legally, and maybe the reality of that life going away for good is finally staring at me in the face. I went to happy hour with some buddies last night, came home and was in bed by 10 p.m. Today is a little tough seeing as how most of my friends are busy doing Valentine's Day stuff with their significant others, but I'll be okay. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do with myself today. I don't really feel like sitting around the house all day and night, but my motivation is lacking. I ended up going mattress shopping yesterday for my new house, then met some buddies for lunch. Didn't do anything last night, but it was good to get out of the house for a bit. 1 week from Tuesday I'll finally be in my new place. Started buying furniture and house stuff this weekend. Feels good. I'm going to catch some flack for this, but I am still friends with my STBX on Facebook. With that said, I posted a picture of myself today. Yes, it's basically a selfie. I was just on Facebook and saw that my picture received a new like. That new like was from my STBX. It actually makes me mad that she liked my picture. I know the whole social media thing is stupid to some people, and at times I think it is stupid, but why on earth would she like a selfie of me? Is it her way of still trying to play that friends card? Or maybe it's her way of trying to convince other people that we are on good terms. We haven't communicated in any way since I filed for divorce. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I'm a little upset. I should have unfriended her a while back, but I guess there is still the curiosity factor in me, which I know is not healthy, nor is it helping me move on with my life. I unfriended her. Still doesn't help me understand why she would like my picture. I was all amped up about going to a food brew festival today with a buddy, and now I'm fighting the thoughts in my head. And no, I'm not thinking of, oh, she wants to reconcile or something stupid like that, but it's thrown me off, that's for sure. I need to keep reminding myself about how it felt 9 months ago when she walked out of my life like it was nothing. I still have dreams, more like nightmares, about her. And I wake up feeling down, but then I try to remind myself about her walking out of my life, her attending one marriage counseling session and being totally unwilling to put any work into fixing our marriage. I'm just having a rough week with this whole forehead rash thing and now this stupid Facebook crap. I'm really hoping that when I move into my own place next week it'll feel like a fresh start and I gain some confidence back. I've been exercising a bit more lately, but I still haven't gotten into a solid routine of lifting weights. I want so bad to get into great shape and finally start meeting women, but I can feel the lack of self-confidence I have inside. Just some added stress. I just received 2 photo radar tickets in the mail. It's almost laughable at this point. Night 3 in the new house has been great. Took my dog for a walk around the new neighborhood after work. Now I have roasted chicken and veggies in the oven. Fresh herbs, potatoes and carrots. Yes, homemade. Forgot to mention I love to cook. It was a little weird the first morning waking up here alone, kind of brought old feelings back, but luckily that didn't last long. I'm very happy and content here. So far so good. I called to check on the divorce yesterday. For some reason I was thinking it should have been finalized by now. I was wrong. They told me at least a couple more weeks. Feels like it's taking forever. I've been okay in regard to that subject, but I am worried that once I have the final documents in hand it'll hit me a bit. Well, it's been a hell of a day. Worked from home but spent the majority of the day calling into meetings. Felt like I got nothing done. Work has been abnormally busy the past couple weeks and I can feel it starting to get to me. I sort of snapped at someone yesterday in a meeting regarding a deadline that was very unrealistic. I didn't yell, but you could tell I wasn't happy. I'm not typically like that, so there were a few odd looks. I walked out of the meeting feeling bad for snapping at the guy like that, but oh well. I then come to realize about 20 minutes ago that none of the outlets in both bathrooms work. I sent a text to my landlord but haven't heard back yet. I'm not used to this whole renting thing, but it should only be for a year. One of my best friends called me today telling me that he is finally proposing to his girlfriend. I am very happy for the both of them, but deep down inside it sorts of hurt. I'm very bitter in regard to marriage and even love these days. I'm guessing these feelings are normal. All menial issues, I know, but I felt like I needed to rant. Right now, I'm sitting on my back patio enjoying the 80-degree weather, having a drink and finally ordering an area rug for my living room. My sister sent me literally 10 links to different rugs and has been bugging me to order one. I guess today's the day for that. I have chicken thawing in the sink and bell peppers, broccoli and carrots in the fridge ready to make some stir fry. One of the things I've been putting off for a while now is finding an independent counselor. I'm finally at that point where I know it needs to happen. I still have underlying issues with my failed marriage and just the overall aspect of where my head is at right now. My question is, should I just Google local counselors or call my EAP and ask for a list of names within my area? I'm not picky, but I guess I just don't know where to start. The marriage counselor I went to one time was referred by a family friend, but he's a marriage counselor and I didn't really like him anyway. The lack of self-confidence I'm feeling right now. I feel like the last 11 years of my life were a big waste and failure. I mean, I'm doing great at work and have made some positive steps forward, but I still have a lot of anger towards my STBX and this soon-to-be divorce. I think I've mentioned it recently, but my fuse is very short these days. And this one is weird. For a while now, I would say the past year or so, I've had this fear of losing my parents. Maybe it's because I no longer have that life partner I had in my STBX. Now that she is gone, my dad especially is someone I fall back on when I'm struggling. I'm at work for about 10 minutes this morning and my boss asks me to come see her in her office. Naturally, I was nervous. What the heck is going on? Well, she called me in there to tell me that they are giving me a 14% salary increase. Needless to say, I'm pretty happy right now, all these hours I've been putting in. It's nice to get recognition for the hard work. I got a call from an assistant at the county commissioner's office this afternoon. Apparently, there is still confusion regarding whether or not my STBX will keep my last name or go back to her maiden name. This is the third time since I initially filed that I'm dealing with this. Anyway, they said this was the only thing holding up the process. Once they get my STBX on the phone to have her also confirm that she will keep my last name, then it'll go to the clerk. I'm not going to lie, part of me wanted to text her to let her know that she needs to answer her damn phone when they call so we can wrap this up, but I stopped myself. It's no longer my responsibility to make sure she is adulating. Other than that, I'm having a pretty good week. This is my short work week with Friday off. Tomorrow evening I'm going to a concert with some friends, Yard Work Friday. Then set playing in a charity scramble golf tournament, and finally Sunday helping my aunt and uncle move. Pretty packed end of the week. On a positive note, just received a letter in the mail saying that both my speeding tickets were dismissed. So, the concert was phenomenal last night. We get there, and once we get to the spot where we wanted to stand, I see my STBX's longtime best friend and her husband. I waited for a bit to make sure my ex wasn't with them, then I went over and said hi. We actually ended up hanging out with them the whole time. Both of them at different points asked how I was doing, and at one point her best friend's husband was telling me that in his opinion I lucked out by getting out of marriage so soon. I said, yeah, I'm starting to see that. I don't wish anything bad upon her, however I also no longer care what is going on in her life. He then told me that he wouldn't get into detail, but that she is constantly hitting roadblocks in her life since she left me. I replied back with, well, that doesn't surprise me, but again, I don't want to know details. Part of me feels a little bad that it sounds like she isn't doing so well, and then at times part of me sort of likes hearing that. Normal. Anyway, I felt I did a good job in not saying anything to them in regard to my ex or myself that would cause any drama. I was very generic with all that. By the way, my buddies and I finished second in the tourney yesterday, as well as each winning a little $20 side bet we made with my dad's team. All in all, a great time. They raised a lot of money for a memorial fund for a poor girl who died way too young. Right now, I'm sitting out back with my bulldog staring at me, music playing and a little pre-work week vodka soda, about to make some dinner, lunch for the week. Tonight's menu is Italian chicken sausage pasta. I hear what you all are saying about how my STBX's issues no longer concern me. I definitely realize that, and it's getting easier and easier in this new life of mine. I still have a ways to go, but I'm having more good days than bad. Struggling today. I have no idea why, other than maybe overall stress, but I just got hit with a big wave of anxiety. I haven't had an anxiety attack in a very long time, but today I did, and at work of all places. I left my desk and took a walk around outside, and it helped a little. But all I want to do now is go home and be in my comfort zone. I'm trying to push through this. Just makes me mad that I've been doing so well with my anxiety issues for a while now, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it reappears. Luckily, I was able to go home and finish some work here. My doctor prescribed me meds years ago to take anytime I'm having anxiety. I do not take them unless I feel I'm actually having an anxiety attack like today. As soon as I got home, I took one and it seems to work, but also makes me tired, groggy. This was maybe a harsh reminder that I really need to step it up in the working out part of my life to relieve this stress, which will hopefully keep the anxiety issues away. I'm going to use the rest of this afternoon and evening to relax, but tomorrow is a new day and I'm hoping to forget about today. Work has been stressful and the anticipation of the divorce papers arriving any day now. I don't know. My buddy came over last night so we could plan a Chicago trip to visit my sister this summer. We had a few beers but certainly didn't get drunk. We talked about his dad, who was just diagnosed with pancreatic cancer this week. I feel for him and his family, and it made me think about what ifs in regard to my parents getting sick like that. But it's not like I was dwelling on that or anything. The odd thing is, during this past year going through what I went through with my STBX, the anxiety was a distant factor. Then all of a sudden it reared its ugly head today. It has been a very frustrating mystery to me. I guess moral of the story is I see in more working out. Today at work was a lot better. I still had some lingering uneasy feelings, but definitely better than yesterday. I also signed up for an unofficial summer golf league with some buddies today. We'll play twice a month starting next week through September, with a stay and play up north in the middle of summer that we call the Masters Tourney. I did this same league a few years ago, but of course it didn't fit into the ideal of my life at the time. Just this little thing made my day today. It does feel good to do and commit to little things like this without having to check with anyone or worrying about the what-ifs in regard to another person. Checked the mail today for the first time since Thursday. Looks like the divorce paper came in and I think it's final. It is a copy of the Decree of Dissolution of Marriage. It's stamped and signed by a county clerk and notarized. I have no clue regarding legal stuff, so I'm assuming this is final now. Not sure how to explain my current feelings. Pretty mixed. Weird. I have some errands to run today and some more unpacking of garage stuff, then I'm headed to my parents' house for a BBQ. Part of me wants to just lay on the couch today, but I know that is a bad idea considering. I'll get out and do my thing today and do my best to move forward. Came home from work this afternoon and did a little house cleaning. While blasting some country music, I hear my phone ring. Don't recognize the number. They leave a voicemail. It was Discount Tire. Hey X, your vehicle is ready to be picked up. We are open until 6 tonight. I won't lie. For a split second I thought I should shoot her text and let her know, but then I started thinking, nope, not my problem. If she gets there too late and they are closed, she can figure it out. I also talked to an HR rep today and officially took her off my health plan. I still have a strong desire to someday have a family of my own, but like you said, I really did dodge a bullet with this divorce. Yes, it still hurts at times, but I've had many people tell me pretty much what you just did. I recently ran into a mutual friend of hers and she told me that ex-wife plans on heading to Egypt after she graduates. I'm guessing it's just a trip, but I wouldn't put it past her if she thinks it'll turn into some sort of place for her to practice medicine. The point of me bringing that up is that it made me realize and made me thankful that I won't have to deal with that BS anymore. I have a stable and pretty good career. I have a great group of friends and even better family. What I want and what I've wanted from day one hasn't changed. I'm really hoping I'll reach the point where I achieve what I want in life. Up until about a month ago, I didn't see any positives in terms of where I am and how hard I worked career-wise. My mindset was that I worked my back off for her and our potential family. Once that was out of the picture, it was hard to see the positives. Now I can finally see financially and pride-wise that my hard work paid off and means something, even though my marriage is over. As for the years I wasted with her, that's still something I need help with. I know it made me stronger, but to be honest, it still feels like wasted years at times. Had a great day today. Golfed with some buddies, early dinner, happy hour drinks and wings. Just got home to relax for the evening. I opened my laptop, jumped to Facebook and see that X went up north today and hiked a trail spot that used to be our spot. Literally, it's hike that took a lot of convincing from me at first to get her to finish due to the height at the end. So, it turned out to be a special spot for us. I am no longer friends with her on FB, but still friends with a few of her cousins that were and have been good to me through our mess. Well, that's who she was with today. Kind of a kick in the gut seeing a photo her cousin posted with her at our old spot. A spot that we frequented. I know it's my own fault for still being friends with some of her family members on FB, but Jesus, why am I still having these feelings? I do not miss her. I miss the aspect of having a sidekick. Women on my side. Sharing experiences with a woman. It's not a huge deal, but I'm pissed that I am even somewhat affected by that photo. It's weird. I talked to an old friend to while golfing after he asked how I've been doing. I explained that I'm good and things are going great, but I've really been in a rut the past week or so, missing the companionship, and it pisses me off. I know I'm still in the process stage, but I'm slaking lately. I feel like I should be further along by now. Is this normal? It's been a little over a year since the separation started. Am I behind progress-wise? Home sweet home. Got back early evening yesterday. What a trip. Had a great time with my buddies and my sister. I was pretty proud of myself. Yes, I drank a lot while we were there and am currently in recovery mode, but I didn't allow myself to get hammered like I would have a few years ago. So, there's this girl that has been all over my Instagram recently, commenting and liking pictures from weeks ago, so obviously she's been scrolling through my profile. I know her through mutual friends. Haven't seen her in years, and to tell you the truth, I'm not all that attracted to her, but part of me is curious. Maybe I should spark something up to at least hang out with her and get my feet wet, so to speak. I feel so done with this whole dating thing. Man, I have no clue what I'm doing. It's been so long. What do you all think? I'm assuming she must have some interest, or why would she be sending signals on Instagram and sending me private messages, right? I feel like a jerk saying that I'm not all that attracted to her physically, but who knows? Should I ignore it, ask her to hang out sometime? I guess it is the curiosity. I don't want to make it sound like she's hideous, because she's not, and I don't want to sound like that guy, but years ago when she was intertwined with our then mutual friends, I never really paid much attention to her. I think maybe I'll poke around with her on social media for a bit to see what signals she sends, if any. Maybe I'm just trying to fill the hole I have of companionship. Well, I made the decision to not pursue this girl. This may sound superficial, but poking around her Facebook and Instagram, there really is no attraction there at all. In other news, had more talks with my buddy's fiance this weekend. She's the one that has a friend she wants me to meet. Nothing formal, just kind of what you all have been saying. Just to get my feet wet and get out there in the dating scene. This girl isn't looking for anything serious right now, neither am I. Long story short, these friends of mine will be on vacation for about a week and a half. When they get back, they are supposed to set something up, maybe a double date. We will see. Last year at this time I was really struggling. scared as $ hit and worried, getting ready to head up north for my buddy's wedding. The wedding that both myself and ex were in and had to walk down the aisle together. Sort of ironic. I head up north this afternoon, same town, and we'll be golfing Sunday at the same course that the wedding was at last year. Only difference is this weekend trip should be a bit easier and a lot more fun. I wonder if I'll have some weird feelings when I get to the course Sunday. I mean, the wedding night at that course was all over the place. Had tough conversations with ex during the wedding night. I sort of have a little knot in my stomach thinking about it. I'm looking for ways to convince myself that I'm better off a year later. I know I am, but it's a little hard to see. I'm back home from my weekend up north. I woke up Sunday feeling a lot better, thank God. Sunday was the big golf day. I did have a few beers on the course, but it didn't help my game at all. Played terrible, but still managed to enjoy the course and time with my dad and uncles. But after the round, we had lunch in the clubhouse. During that time, my mind started going back to last year and how hard that weekend was at that very same spot. I'm not going to lie, when I walked past the bench that ex-wife and I had a long, tough conversation at, it really felt like a punch in the gut. Just being at that course in general was hard. It didn't totally ruin my day, but certainly put a damper on it. Otherwise, it was great spending time relaxing with my dad and family. Glad to be home, but dreading work tomorrow, of course. Went to a rock gym. I didn't hurt myself at the rock gym, but I am certainly hurting today. Very, very sore. But it was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, it was a great workout. We were there for 2 hours. It really reminded me of how old I am. Between the rock gym and the 4 hours of yard work I did this morning, I will be hurting for the next couple days. I leave for my annual family, friends summer Mexico trip Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to it, but I spent a lot of time with my good friend and his wife this weekend preparing for the trip. They are coming, and it triggered feelings of regret, and I miss this. The little things the two of them share. I miss having that. I hate feeling so weak in regard to those types of thoughts, memories. But then again, it could always be worse, I guess. Weeks later, nothing really new with me. I have finally started talking to women, but nothing has come from that. Recently, I started texting with a friend of a friend. We haven't made any plans yet, but she also is recently divorced. She seems nice, but just like the girl from Instagram, she doesn't really seem like my type looks-wise from the few pictures I have seen. I think I may pursue it though, if anything just to meet and maybe hang out a couple times. Who knows, she may turn out to be an awesome chick. Lord knows I'm no Brad Pitt. The same friend has a coworker she wants me to meet. Her pictures look more my type, but again, it's just a picture. We haven't communicated at all yet though. This is all still so weird to me. I feel socially awkward just texting these women. I'm very rusty. Went golfing this past weekend, and an older gentleman that golfs in our league said to me, "You could make a turtle nervous." He was listening to me explain to a couple of my buddies how awkward I feel talking to women. They all tell me that I'm overthinking it. They are probably right. Man, this whole dating thing, or at least just trying to meet good women, is tough. I was talking to a girl for a couple weeks. We met on Bumble. She eventually gave me her number, so we started texting. Then last week she just stopped texting back. On to the next one, I guess. On another note, my best friend's father passed away a couple nights ago due to his stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He was diagnosed this past March, and it obviously moved quickly. I saw my buddy and his brothers yesterday. They seem to be doing okay, but it has really put things into perspective. His father is about the same age as my parents. I can't imagine losing my parents this early on in life. My buddy has a lot of people surrounding him and his brothers right now for support, so that's great. I just feel terrible for all of them. Anyway, sorry to be a downer this morning, but just thought I'd check in. I'm just getting a lot of pressure from all fronts in regard to why am I not dating yet. For the most part, what they say goes in one ear and out the other, but it does make me think. Am I totally ready to jump into a relationship? I doubt it, but I do think I would benefit from a date here and there sometime soon just to see what it's like. It's been forever since I've been in this position. One day at a time for me right now. 2 months later, I'm full-blown pity party right now. This whole dating stuff isn't working. I have a good group of buddies who are married or in relationships, but the couple times that they have tried to hook me up with someone, it hasn't worked out. I'm bored, lonely, bitter. I feel helpless sometimes too. I'm really struggling right now with where I thought I'd be at this point in my life. I'm in a damn funk right now and it sucks. Just wanted to throw it out there. I know things could be a lot worse and I have plenty to be thankful for, but man, it sucks right now. I had a rough night last night, but feeling better today. I'm out of that stupid pity party I was in last night. It was just one of those nights where I found myself alone thinking about the past and feeling negative about everything. I need to stop setting these crazy expectations regarding women and where I should be right now. The only problem is I haven't put myself out there yet. I'm finding that I'm not doing anything new or different. I have a great group of buddies, but unfortunately what we tend to do when we hang out hasn't been a benefit to my situation. I know I need to really break out of my shell. That is one of my current goals. I think I do have a small fear or uncomfortable feeling towards stepping out of what I feel is normal. I need to work on that and see what happens. Obviously, what I'm currently doing isn't doing any good. Update: I would also like to say that I met a girl last weekend. Well, we knew each other many years ago. We used to be coworkers about 10 years ago. Anyway, we met up with mutual old work friends and we hit it off. We hung out all night and have been communicating ever since. I'm taking her out to dinner and drinks Friday. Still trying to figure out where though. It really feels good to feel these feelings again after so long. I mean, I'm not looking to jump into something serious right now, and this could very well turn out to be just a fling. But just hanging out with a woman again and feeling like someone wants to be around me and has feelings towards me again is awesome. So, yay, that's what's going on with me right now. Just texting alone throughout the past few days with her feels good. It's literally been over 12 years since I've been in this position. I keep second guessing myself but then trying to keep myself calm, cool and collected. Should be interesting Friday night when we hang out again. I'm 32 years old but feel like I'm 16 again. This is weird for me but in a good way. It's already feeling weird. She's literally wanting to hang out all the time. I'm trying to be true to myself and keep this casual and fun for now. But I'm worried a talk is in the cards soon about how fast she seems to be moving. I cannot let myself get wrapped up too fast. I need to be selfish right now and take care of me. I'm not ready for anything serious. However, she is a great woman and I do not want to make her feel bad, so yeah, I'm doing some thinking. I'm not kidding, she has wanted to hang out every day since Thursday last week. She's already invited me over to her house to meet her 5-year-old son. Seems a little fast in my eyes. But then again, I've been out of the game for a while. Update: we are still spending time together and I am still really enjoying it. We both still seem to be on the same page and she hasn't been as smothering as she was a bit ago. And by the way, I'm going country dancing with her, so wish me luck. I am not a dancer at all. She's big into two-step and has been wanting to teach me, so why not? Half a year later, just been busy with work and this whole dating thing. It's still going good with this girl and I'm really enjoying my time with her. Work has been crazy busy but also boring in my new role. We've had our little hiccups here and there, but other than that we are still getting along great. We had a little disagreement last week. She was asking a lot of questions regarding my failed marriage and my past with other women. I got a little defensive and thought she was prying, trying to dig up some dirt or find something wrong with me. Long story short, I explained to her that this is still new to me and I still get a little uncomfortable talking about details regarding my divorce and stuff. Went home that night with obviously both of us upset. First thing the next morning she sent me a text apologizing if she made me feel uncomfortable, and that she respects my feelings. She made some comment about how we are still in the figuring each other out phase, which I agree with. So, yeah, I made my point and she seemed to understand. Other than that, it's been good. Weeks later, well, I'm a single man again. I don't really feel like getting into it right now, but I will say that I ended things. Basically, just felt me settling and ignoring red flags, moving too fast and personality differences. Today has been a horrible day to say the least. I'll jump back on tomorrow to explain more. I'm fine, just feeling bad about having to end it. She didn't take it well. It's been a tough couple days. Didn't think I'd struggle this much after breaking up with someone that I was only with for 3 months. Feels like we crammed a 9-month relationship into 3 months. Part of the reason I got scared away, I guess. Aside from me starting to notice that our personalities and lifestyles weren't meshing like I had hoped, I also started feeling like I wasn't ready for this big relationship commitment with her. Not saying I don't want to date right now, but I thought I was ready to dive in head first into a serious relationship, but I wasn't. Lessons learned, I guess. I just hate being the bad guy. Even though I know I did nothing wrong, I'm sitting here with guilt. Hopefully that'll pass soon. Also, today was tough. I'm already missing the companionship and even her. She was a very good person and I enjoyed the time we had, but there were just too many reservations in my head towards the end there. Check in since it's been over a month. Things are going okay for me. I've been very busy with work and mostly just hanging out with my buddies. Nothing really new on the dating scene. I have been texting with a girl I knew from many years ago. I got her number through a mutual friend, but we've yet to hang out due to schedule differences. On another note, I'm still missing the XGF. Yes, you read that right. I'm wondering if I got scared away by the quickness of our relationship. It got serious really fast. Yes, we had our differences and she really wasn't the type of girl I pictured myself with, but man, we had some good times. To be totally honest, we've been texting a bit off and on recently. She's usually the one to initiate the conversations, but I'm also replying and engaging. For a while I thought I just missed the idea of her, but now I'm realizing that I miss her just as much. I'm also wondering if I nitpicked at her flaws and our differences because I needed a reason to break it off due to me being scared about the commitment. I don't know. No talks yet about us trying it again, but I'm walking a thin line here and I know it. On a lighter note, I leave a week from tomorrow for San Diego for a buddy's bachelor party trip. I can't wait. Will be good to clear my head a bit. Went to happy hour tonight with work buddies after a long terrible day. The girl is coming over after she puts her son to bed. Her dad is staying with her for a little while. There will be an adult at her house while she's here. Anyway, my point is that I called her after happy hour and she asked if I wanted to come over and eat dinner. I told her I needed to go home to catch up on some work. which I do. She offered to come over just to hang out for a couple hours. It's hard to explain, but it feels good and right when we are together just watching TV or having drinks, dinner, or bumming around running errands. A week from this Saturday, she is coming with me to a friend's birthday party at this outdoor bar where you play sand volleyball and other outdoor activities. She's nervous, but she wants to come. I'm pretty happy right now. As time went on this second try, it just started becoming apparent that our personalities were really starting to show and they were not meshing at all. I had fun with her at times, and yes, I miss her and all that, but I just know that it wasn't meant for something long-term. Half a year later, not sure what's going on with me, but I've been chatting with a girl I met on a dating app. She lives very close to me and has definitely shown interest in meeting me in person. For some reason I have reservations. It's like I miss the female companionship among other things a lot. But I also feel like I'm not sure I'm ready to worry about dating someone right now. Yes, I have days where I go home from work and do nothing, basically saying I do have downtime, but I'm still liking the fact that I can literally do what I want when I want. Still working on me, physically and mentally, is another factor. There are some nerves there regarding meeting a total stranger for drinks. I've never done that before, and I guess I'd be afraid of the potential rejection. I know some of you have said it's too soon for me to date, while some of you have said it is not too early for me to date. Am I just being a paranoid wussy not jumping at the chance to meet new women? When I do go out with friends, I have no issues talking to women, and in fact got a girl's number a few weeks ago, but of course I never called her. I feel like I missed out on the whole chasing, dating aspect of life since ex-wife and I met at such a young age and were together for such a long time. Then I met the ex-GF through mutual friends, and I even already sort of knew her from work years prior, so that wasn't the typical situation either. I'm just not finding much on the dating app I have. I either match with a very attractive woman who has no job and kids, or I match with not so attractive women who do have steady jobs and not much baggage. I understand that with my age a lot of women will have a kid, and that is fine, but I guess I'm looking for someone who obviously I'm physically attracted to, that also has a steady career and isn't still living in the past, finishing school while living with their parents and bartending. That's what I found with the last girl I met from the app. She had a daughter, lived with her mom, bartended at a sports bar while finishing school, although she hasn't been enrolled in over a year. Yeah, I probably sound shallow with that last comment, but it's the truth. I wasted many years of my life with a woman who couldn't figure out what she wanted out of life until it was too late for us. I'm thinking about deleting the 2 dating apps I have for a while and just do me and see if I cross paths with anyone. The pressure I'm getting from my friends and family regarding my dating life or lack thereof is unreal. They all think it is so easy, but yet the ones that give me the most pressure are the ones who have been in a relationship for many years and have no clue how the dating scene really these days is. My comment: I think OP will find the right one somewhere down the road. Maybe leaving the ex-GF who had a son was a less stressful choice. Tell me what you thought about this series down below.